Hello there everybody, Sam's Trains here and welcome back to the railway. Today, for the first time ever, I'm going to try to build a layout. On the 10th of October 2022, Hornby announced their TT range. It was a massive surprise, and the moment I saw it, I knew that this was something I wanted to cover on the channel. So on that very day, I went online and I ordered a load of track to build a layout. As you probably know, if you want to buy any of the Hornby TT range, you actually have to go direct to Hornby to get it. And that's because they're not allowing any retailers to stock the range. Now that's fair enough, but of course in many ways this puts a lot of pressure onto Hornby. They have a lot to prove here. They have to show that they can replace a retailer effectively. They have to match a retailer in terms of customer service and efficiency. So on that note, how was my experience? So 3 days after I placed the track order, I had an email to say that it was cancelled. I'm afraid due to a shipping date error, the above order has been cancelled and refund activated £51.25, etc, etc. Immediately an error has caused my order to be cancelled. Very inconvenient. I had to refigure out what I wanted and place another order for it. Mind you, all of this track I ordered in one go. On the 12th of December, I received 3 emails to say that my third radius curves, my second radius curves, and my straight pieces of track had come into stock. I thought, fantastic. So what does Hornby, this wannabe retailer, do? They take my third radius curves, they put them into a massive box and then charge me postage for it and send it. They then take my second radius curves, put those into a massive box, charge me postage for it and send it. They then took my straight pieces of track, put those into a massive box, charged me for postage for it and sent it. The following day I received 3 parcels at the same time. The courier was laughing at me. He said, "Are these not all from the same place?" I said, "Yeah, they certainly are." How ridiculous and inefficient is that? And then I thought, you know what? I've actually paid many times the postage I should have done for these items. So I got in touch with Hornby to explain what had happened, and they said, "Oh, we're very sorry," and all of that, but effectively there's nothing we can do. So we then had a brief discussion, after which we agreed that I was in fact correct, and they actually refunded me 3 lots of postage. So if you're in the same boat, if you've got pre-orders coming into stock at the same time from Hornby and they charge you separately for it all and send it separately, then I urge you to get in touch with them and say that this has happened and request a refund, because at the end of the day it is their inefficiency. It shouldn't be for the customer to have to waste their money on multiple postage, and of course it's very unenvironmentally friendly as well. It's a waste of resources. You would think that a company as big as Hornby would have some sort of code on their system that checks a customer's pre-orders, sees whether or not there are multiple items in stock, and then groups them together, particularly if these items were ordered at the same time as mine were. So my experience with Hornby getting this track delivered to me was a farce. That's the best way I can describe it. Anyway, on the 9th of January, the points and the power tracks came into stock, so I now have everything I need to start off my layout. Here are the points, by the way, and I did keep the box for these points to show you the size of it. These 2 points in a box this large. Very inefficient, I have to say. I should also say it's not Hornby themselves that fulfill the orders. I think they do have some sort of fulfillment company that does it for them. Again, brave move when you're trying to replace retailers, but still. So I'm now pretty much ready to build a layout, except for one thing. I don't want to put this on the carpet. I don't have room to have the TT layout in place all of the time, so I really need some sort of baseboard that I can mount the track onto so that I can put it away when I'm not using it. But there's a problem. I don't have the skills to build a wooden baseboard. I'm not a carpenter. I've never taken the time to learn woodworking. I don't know what I'm doing. Now, skills, of course, can be learnt. If I really wanted to, I could pick those up. But I don't have tools. I don't have the benches, the clamps, the saws, all the stuff I would need to make a good job of a layout. And of course, to get those would cost an awful lot of money. So I found this website called MDF Direct, and these guys allow you to send them very precise measurements and they will cut the wood for you and then deliver it to you. So what I did was I went on to SketchUp and I designed my layout. I put all of the different pieces together, I measured them on the computer, figured out what I needed and inputted all of those numbers into the MDF Direct website. And then the next day, all of my pieces were delivered. Now, I'm not sponsored by MDF Direct, but I do want to give them a massive shout out because they were brilliant. All of my pieces arrived perfect. They were accurate to within 1mm, and it allowed me to build the layout 100% accurately and perfectly, exactly as I designed it. And I'll show you that in just a moment. Now, obviously, because you're not doing the work yourself, because you're having somebody else cut your wood, somebody else cut the pieces for you, it is a little bit expensive. So the plywood hardwood that I purchased was £30, fairly expensive I would say, and the delivery charge was £25, although I think they deliver personally because the van that delivered the pieces of wood had MDF Direct on the side. But still, for £65 or thereabout, I had exactly what I needed to get started, and really to say I didn't have to buy all of the saws and the equipment, I'm quite happy given that this was a one-off thing. So let me show you how my layout went together. So here it is. It is absolutely as basic as can be, but it should be a good quality, nice flat surface for me to build a layout on. And because I designed this by myself, I was able to make it to the exact specification I wanted. One of those things was for me to be able to store it between a wall and a cupboard. So to achieve that, it's extremely, extremely thin. If I show you the back side of it, you can see that I've put the bracing here sort of parallel to the baseboard itself and not perpendicular. Obviously it's not going to be as strong this way, but it is much, much thinner. The main board itself has some edging around the outside, as you can see, and these are fixed on via these brackets, which I 3D printed again so that I could have them the exact right thickness so they fit perfectly. Really, really happy with those. Obviously, these are not really holding the structure of the board. They were just making sure everything was square and straight, and then I actually sunk some screws into the side of the edging pieces just to make sure everything was strong. But still, 3D printing coming in useful even here. And this thing is really, really strong. Like, to hold a TT layout will be child's play for this thing, and hopefully the bracing will mean that it won't warp or anything like that. But, I mean, this is going to be enough, isn't it? I'm not going to be standing on it normally. So yeah, it should be strong enough. I can move it around, it shouldn't flex. Absolutely perfect. But what I still don't know is whether the track I have ordered will fit on here. I did the calculations, I hope that they are correct, but I still don't know. So let's show you the track. We'll take a proper look at it for the first time. I'll tell you what it cost, etc. And then I'll try putting some together for the first time and we'll see if it fits. So here is all the track I ordered. The first item would be the right hand point, and these cost £7.99, so definitely more affordable than 00 scale points, and these definitely don't look as tight as the standard 00 points either. These look more like express points, so I'm quite pleased with those. We then have the curve. This is a third radius curve, although all of the curves are the same price, £2.99 each. I can't remember exactly how many of these you need to make a full oval, so I guess we'll find out later on. But no, the quality of the track is high. The fish plates are ultra fine looking, the rails look very good, and there's some decent detailing on the sleepers as well. We've got the second radius curve, that's going to form the inner loop on my layout. Yes, it is having 2 loops, and that's £2.99 as well, of course. The straight tracks, again, these to me look a little bit longer than the standard straights in 00 scale, possibly twice as long, something like that, to scale. And these are £2.49 each. And then my least favourite parts would be these, the power tracks. And look at the size of that power piece that goes on the side. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, the reason they've done that is so that they can use the same old controller as before and the same old connector. I guess that makes sense. It means they're not having to manufacture a separate controller for TT users, and it's good for the customers as well because you don't have to change controller, even though I don't recommend using these at all. But it has meant that the connector has to go into these power tracks this way rather than in the side, because otherwise the multiple lines would be too close together and it wouldn't work. What I'm thinking of doing is just taking this power piece off and soldering directly so I don't have this ridiculously large box there. I only bought the power packs because I was frightened of soldering directly to the track, given that it is much finer than 00 track. So yeah, I didn't fancy that. Anyway, let's try putting some track together for the very first time. Incidentally, here is my new and modified power track. I now have 2 handy contacts to solder to, and that ridiculous, ugly, huge and ungainly box is now gone. And I rather enjoyed destroying it with my snippers as well, but probably shouldn't admit that. So it's best practice to lay all of your track in position before fixing anything down, so that is what I'm going to do as well. First union of 2 pieces of track. I'm going to put 2 points together, and I guess I'll do it live and let you know how easy it is. So it works exactly the same as 00, except it's just smaller. And there we go. They have gone together nicely. And to balance those out, I'm going to put some straights in. There we go, they're looking good, and then the outside line is going to be 3rd radius curves and the inside line is going to be 2nd. So I think I'll start with the inside line and the 2nd. Let's find out how many you actually need to make a circuit. There you go, so that's 6 to do 180 degrees, so it is 12 to do a complete circuit. That's odd because the boxes are in boxes of 10, so it's a good job I did the maths, figured it out. Okay, let's do the other half. And then at the top end I'm going to have a regular straight and of course the power track. So let's put that in. Let's face the power tracks inwards, I think. Okay, that is circuit 1 complete. Now I just have to hope that there's enough space on here to get the 3rd radius circuit on the outside of the 2nd one. I think there will be. Yeah, I was quite precise in my calculations, hopefully. There you go then, how is that for some precision? So the 2 lines fit perfectly, there's a few millimeters of space on either side, which is exactly right. And now I'm just going to make sure everything is perfectly leveled up, and then I'm going to fix the track into position. There you go. Managed that without too much trouble. Yeah, it's not perfectly centered anymore, sort of the more I went, the more it shifted slightly, but all the track pieces are together as they should be. I'm quite happy with how nice and straight they are. So now all I need to do is the electrics and I should be done. So there it is, all done, nice and straightforward. Both tracks are now wired up to a connector on the outside of the baseboards so that I can easily plug controllers in and run the TT scale trains. So there it is, hopefully a fully functional TT scale layout, all ready to go. But of course, at the moment, I cannot test anything on this, and that's because I don't own any TT scale models. So tune in very, very soon, and hopefully that will change. Cheers folks, take care.